Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of things have happened. We had Deku, and we also had Charlie. We dealt with how these two were living their lives separately, away from each other. Deku has already gone through a very big fight, and the two agreed to go on a date. But there are a few problems. Charlie doesn't have a dress, and she said she would wear a dress thanks to the bet. So she has to go out and deal with that. And thanks to her friends, she's going to be getting one. And Deku? He went out on a job. Before he crashed his bike, he was supposed to show up and help someone. He was supposed to deal with a problem they were having. And Deku did so. He even tried to give the kid advice as to what to do. He tried to give the kid some actual life lessons. And he even ticked the kid off to the point where he punched him. And that's what Deku wanted. He wanted to show this kid some problems you can stop by using violence. Because violence isn't the answer. It's a question. And sometimes the answer, believe it or not, might just be yes. Now, Deku, he made that quite apparent. Sometimes being the bigger man and walking away isn't the solution. Sometimes the solution is a fucking haymaker that knocks that smug bastard off of his pedestal. Now, with that being said, Deku and Charlie they met up for their date, and Deku was quite alarmed. Charlie, her hair is done, it doesn't look greasy, her face is clean with makeup, eyeliner, and, well, just the dress. The way she looked. If you looked at Charlie before, she was already a decent 6, 7. But right now to Deku, she looks like a solid 10. And wow. Has a hottie been hiding in plain sight right next to him this whole time? And Deku, he was just alarmed by that. And the two, they went out. Now, currently they do go to show up at the restaurant. And whenever Deku and Charlie they do arrive, a lot of people do see Deku. Him wearing a red shirt, as he does have it folded up with the sleeves to his elbows. And Deku does wear a nice set of dress pants with some shoes. As Deku, him and Charlie do to walk over and sit down. And a few people, they do to stare on. And Deku does get a comment, as the waiter does come up, about how he's quite happy to see the two this evening. And he's quite happy that they will be dining with them at this restaurant. What would he be able to get them started with? He does have a lot of appetizers he would recommend, and he also does at least want to recommend them a very good wine. Maybe an appetizer wine, a sweet wine, something more to warm up their palates. And Deku is going to stare at the waiter, before informing him, if he would please just bring them something good. He thinks it's a whiskey. Brandy. Can they have brandy? He sees it on the menu here. Ah, yes, sir, but, if I am to point something out to you, brandy is not a whiskey, nor is it a vodka, a gin, or a tequila. Brandy is its own separate substance. In fact, it is more of a wine. It is? Yes, sir. Brandy is made of white grapes. It is also fermented and allowed to do its process. Please, do not confuse the two. However, I will recommend a very good fine brandy here. This one here? Uh, sure. A little pricey, but we'll go with that one. Out of your price range, sir? If it is so, I can recommend... No. It's fine. It's a night on the town. They go turning back to Charlie, expressing, him and his lovely date, they came out tonight to celebrate. And it's actually quite intriguing. The man goes what turn, expressing, he does have to say, he actually is quite envious. If this is a celebration, he'll make sure to get him a good one. Find him one that has plenty of dust. And the guy is going to turn and walk away. And Deku's confused. What does he mean by dust in a wine bottle? Hmm. Oh well. That was pretty weird, right? Izuku, you don't have to spend a lot of money, okay? I mean, this place is already fancy enough. Charlie, I still have plenty of money. You do? That doesn't matter, Izuku. I know, but I'm just letting you know. I set aside 100K. You did? Yeah, yeah. I sort of put it away for safekeeping, just in case. The rest of it I've been trying to not spend, but, you know, my bike being totaled. Yeah, your bike was totaled? The mechanic I went to with it said it couldn't be saved. The chassis was too fucked up, and, well, the engine was kind of hit. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I had to buy a car too, so that wasn't too fun. I love that bike. I loved it too. I thought about getting another one, but I'll probably just stick with the car for right now. Then again, hopefully no one cuts the brakes on that. That was not funny. I know. Listen, Charlie, can I... The waiter walking up and cutting Deku off, as the man is going to set down the drinks and ask if the two are ready to order. Hmm? Um, uh, yeah. Can I get, I'm sorry, I don't know how to exactly pronounce this. Ooh, yes, that's a steak. With that price tag? Yes, sir. The steak is Wagyu. What? Goo? It is a very fine piece of meat, sir. It is cooked to medium rare, and then it is enjoyed because of the unique flavors of it. In fact, the Wagyu cow is where it comes from. I'm sorry, it's a cow? Yes, sir, it is a cow. All right, I will put that down. And how would you like it? Medium rare? Yes. Or, yeah, no, medium rare. I'd say medium well, but, uh, that sounds a little too much for it, especially for what you said. I understand, sir. So, medium rare, if not a little bit closer to medium well. All right. And for the miss? Oh, all the same thing. Really, miss. I could recommend you a few other things. I mean, would you like to look at the menu? No, I'll have the steak. Alrighty then. Alright, I will get that put down. And for you, medium well, medium rare. Alrighty then. Well, I will get back to you two shortly, and please enjoy your evening. The waiter gonna walk away. And I'm gonna turn back to Charlie. Right, so, you look pretty cute today. Thanks. Charlie gonna at least feel a bit more awkward, because that was out of nowhere. And Deku's gonna realize what he said. Oh, shit. The dude's sitting there awkwardly, as Deku's gonna bring his hand down, grabbing the brandy, and going to take a sip as, oh wow, that's actually really good. I'm gonna take another sip. And Charlie does gonna see Deku, as Charlie does gonna think back to a lot. I mean, the day the two met, the day things were well set into motion, and how they ended up here. I mean, the two kids wearing shorts and shirts, running around on a playground. I mean, just going from those two kids to adults sitting in a fancy diner, no, fancy restaurant, and, well, being dressed so strangely. It's definitely something to her. Her bring her hand down, and going to sip from the glass. And Charlie just gonna look around. As some people they do go to look away from her. And she's actually a bit more surprised. Her turning her head as people do go to look away again. Are they being stared at here? Now, Deku he does go to look around. Whenever Charlie did go to do so. And there was where the waiter he came walking back up again. However, instead of having their dinner, he set down a very weird bottle of wine. And Deku, he couldn't even pronounce the name on the bottle. And he was confused. They didn't order wine. Uh, excuse me? What are you doing with that? Ah, yes, sir. This is compliments from the gentleman over at the table over there. He would like to talk to you. In fact, if you would like, I can go get a chair, or would you like to tell him that you would not like to talk to him? Oh, Deku turning his head and looking towards the man. He looks familiar. Deku looking at him, and the man is going to bring up his hand, waving at Deku, as Deku is going to bring his hand out and wave at him, before Deku is going to turn back to Charlie, telling her he's going to be right back, and he's sorry about the interruption. And Charlie, she doesn't go to someone freeze, her staring up at Deku, as her face is a little red, expressing, no, it's just, she didn't expect this. Just, go ahead. She needs to go to the bathroom for a minute. Charlie gonna stand up and walk away from the table, as Deku gonna turn back and walk towards the strange man. Now, Deku is gonna walk over, and he is gonna sit down in the empty chair across from the man, as the man is gonna introduce himself and express he's quite happy to see Izuku here, though it is quite surprising. What do you mean? Tell me, young man, do you recognize me at all? Your face looks familiar. I've seen you somewhere. That's what I know. And I'm confused. Because either you know who I am, and you've seen me before, or I'm on your radar, and I just so happen to catch a glimpse of you I shouldn't have. My, this is quite interesting. Definitely the intelligent fighter. Always observant. So you are the guy from the club. I am, yes. Quite happy to see you, Izuku. I do have a proposal. I see that you're here tonight with your lovely date. She's a friend of mine. We are enjoying dinner together. That's it. It's a shame. She's a friend of yours. I do have to say, I've seen her and models I've been with. They don't compare. Deku staring at the man. The man has glasses on, and they are circular. But then there's also his hair, slicked back and silky, blonde. And then the man, he does just want to sit there, expressing to Izuku. He does want him to know. This is definitely an interesting thing. Seeing him here tonight, approaching him was a little difficult. Talking to him, though, is easy. He has a simple proposal. He wants Deku to be his fighter. Excuse me. Do you really think that it's good to talk about that here? Of course I do. All of the men around us, they're mine. Really? Deku turning his head and looking around. There are men sitting here enjoying dinner, but there's also women here. He just thought they were all couples. Okay, so this guy's Yakuza, isn't he? The man's staring at Deku, and the moment Deku did go to narrow his eyes that way, he understood that Deku realized something was off. They're organized. And an organization that works outside of the law, what else would you call it but a familia? And Deku, He does stare at the man expressing. He is quite intrigued. Izuku, he makes decent money. What is his win record again? Let's see. It's. Oh god. Are you having trouble? No, no. Just, trying to remember the last time I lost a fight that wasn't in the ring. Is that difficult? No. In my time fighting since I was 18, I've lost only 3 times. And your wins. Are you asking about my biggest streak or my current streak? Is your current your biggest? Yeah. Alright. So let's hear it. Exactly what is the wall capable of? The man with the iron fist. I'd like to know. 98. Interesting. So you've won 98 times in a row? Yeah. Some of these guys, they're big, mean, but they still go down like a sack of potatoes. Quite interesting. Well, Izuku, would you like to join the big leagues? What do you mean? You fight at a smaller bar. Yes, I do own the place. And yes, people pay quite the fee. But the big leagues, the stakes are bigger. I'm sure you know quite a lot about the stakes. Then again, you have gotten quite a bit of money. So, I'd like to make you an offer. Fight for me, and you can earn tons more. Tons more than you earn right now. How much did you take home in your last match? I don't believe I should disclose that with you. Really? And why is that? Because that's my business. Izuku, I am trying to help you out. Give you an offer for a job. Please, indulge my curiosity. I mean, I gave you a very, very fancy bottle of wine to enjoy with your lovely date. The brandy you're enjoying is probably even less than a 20th of the value of that bottle, and it was already rather expensive. You have the entire bottle, and I do have to say, it's definitely a smooth, sweet flavor. There's also hints of the ingredients. Enjoy it, and let me know how you feel about it. The man gonna pull out a card, sliding it over to Deku. 24 hours. He'd like to hear a response by then. Tonight, well, the time. It's currently, let's mark it, about 8:35. So, he wants a response before 8:35 tomorrow. Decline his offer or accept it. He does want him to know, though. There is certain incentive. If he does decline this offer, something might happen. Is that a threat? No. It's a statement. And, if I were you, I would definitely reconsider anything you have to oppose me. Really. And why is that? Now, we do currently have in the bathroom, about, let's say, 5 minutes ago, where Charlie, she was still panicking, freaking out. She wanted to try and splash cold water on her face, but whenever she tried to do so, she realized with water in her hands, she was still wearing makeup. Her makeup would run, she'd look crazy, and yeah, it wouldn't do good. But she does just stare at herself in the mirror. Her still surprised, and trying to stay balanced on her heels. As she does stand there, and a woman does come walking to the bathroom. Her expressing, how could she come here tonight wearing such a thing? Hmm? Excuse me? Charlie turning, and looking towards the woman. You look atrocious. I'm sorry. What? You look horrible, sweetheart. Honestly, the woman walking in, expressing. She has to say, though, it's a lovely dress, but she just seems like a shitty person. Excuse me? Listen, you better back off. Charlie's stepping forwards, telling the woman. If she doesn't back off, she'll knock her fucking lights out. Please. You can throw a punch, yeah, but can you even walk in those heels? Trust me, I won't need to walk in them whenever I shove one of them up your ass. Quite the threat. Such attitude and vulgarity, especially from what looks to be a woman of class. Please. You couldn't do anything, sweetheart. The woman stepping forwards, telling her. She'll make this quite simple. She is going to tell her. Just leave the restaurant. I mean, a woman like her shouldn't even be here. She needs to go back out and find another client. Excuse me? What? Working girl like yourself? Can't do that? Is this steak gonna be enough, this meal, just to get you by for... I mean, if I were you, I would have at least accepted cash. Up front. You know, especially if I was gonna go somewhere with such a cheap dress. Okay, listen, you fucking bitch. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Charlie's stepping forwards and bringing her hand up, actually grabbing onto this woman and going to throw her against the wall. She doesn't care whoever the fuck she is, but she'll listen to her. She's not some call girl, whatever you want to call it. She's here on a date. And the man she loves is waiting outside for her. So, what she's going to do is walk out of here in these heels, in this dress. And she's not going to smear this lady's blood across it. This was a dress her friends helped her pick out. And her date is waiting outside. So, she's going to leave now, and hopefully this woman understands. If she tries to say anything more, she is going to fucking need a dentist. And Charlie's going to turn. The woman a bit more surprised at the way Charlie took action. And yeah, Charlie is going to walk back to the table. However, after going to the table, she'll start to text her friends, at least trying to tell them about what exactly happened tonight, and about the strange thing with the bottle of wine. Her even sending a picture. And her friends are kind of surprised, especially because she even sent over a picture she took of Deku. And Deku, he cleaned up. And Mary, she was surprised. He cleaned up well. And Deku, he currently does go walking back over to the table, as he does go sit down and look up towards Charlie, telling her he's sorry about all that. Him slipping the card into his pocket. It's fine, it's fine. Just, had an encounter in the bathroom. You did. I did. But it's alright. Charlie's gonna look down towards her steak, expressing. Though tonight they can all agree. I mean, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be good. They can still do all this. I mean, her gonna turn, looking at her empty glass. Okay, maybe they can just enjoy the wine, have the steaks, and go home. I mean, it's all they're gonna look up. He saw a woman walking by their table, but the woman, she actually brought her hand out and grabbed a glass of wine that a waiter was carrying. Her grabbing it and going to step directly over Charlie, before going to pour it out over her head. And Deku, he does stare at the woman who just did that, as he does get angry. Him going to stand up and his chair just go flying backwards onto the ground. Deku yelling at the lady to get the fuck away from Charlie. And everybody, they do go to stare at these two. And Charlie, she actually is going to sit there, embarrassed as her mascara just starts to run. Her going to turn as the woman does a smile. Her going to set the glass down on the opposite table. As Charlie's going to stand up, her bum rushing this chick, and the two go smashing into another table. as the waiters, they are very happy they came in tonight. It was boring as shit. Now, Deku, he knows how to watch what happens. And Charlie and this chick, they start to fight. This chick is trying to throw out slaps. But Charlie actually knows how to fight. Unlike this lady. And she does deliver on that promise. Punching her across the face and actually making this chick at least spit out a tooth. And Deku and Charlie, the two, they are told to leave after everything does happen. The woman, she is arrested, and Deku and Charlie, they are politely escorted out of the restaurant with their food in tow. Now, Deku, him and Charlie, the two of them, both stare at each other. And Deku, he actually is going to look at Charlie. Him currently walking to the car with the bottle of wine in hand and a, well, to-go box, let's just say, with his food in the other. And Charlie, she's actually a lot more sad. She doesn't say a word. She just somewhat does sit there. She feels embarrassed. I mean, they were supposed to go on a date, and it was ruined. Her dress is ruined. I mean, it's been torn on the side, and the restaurant. They were very polite, but their meal was free. But then there's that bitch. Of course. Of course, of course, of course. Tonight had to go bad, right? I mean, it's just the guy she's in love with, it had to go bad. Their date. And Deku, he currently is still driving. Him going to stop at his apartment. Before we're going to turn and tell Charlie. She can use his shower. He'll get something out for her. And Charlie, she does understand. The two getting out of the car, as Deku does allow Charlie a second to herself. And Charlie, she does try to keep her nerve. However, she does get out of the vehicle and head upstairs to the apartment, as there currently is her sitting in the shower. She feels angry. Mad? No. Disappointed? I mean, she had an image for the night. And her friends, they put a lot of ideas in her head. I mean, a fairy tale, right? That's what a date is supposed to be. You want the first date to be special and go perfectly. You want it to go good. You want it to be an ideal scenario, but tonight just fell apart. Fast. Way too fast. And then she's embarrassed. The second date was where things should have fallen apart. Not the first. Yeah, the second date could be a little bit more casual. I mean, that's how her and Charlie gonna think back. No. No. Don't compare the two. Ron, his idea of a second date. I mean, it was stupid. I mean, she liked it, yeah, but ugh. She wouldn't have done that. She would have just gone out with friends to that car show. That being on her mind. And currently Deku, he does sit in the living room after changing into some sweatpants and a tank top. As Charlie and him, they, after she does get out of the shower and changed, they do sit down in the living room. And Deku, he heated up their food in the microwave. And right now, they both go to sit down. Deku going to pour the wine into 2 glasses. As he's going to talk about it. The two sipping on it and going to enjoy their meal. As Deku put on one of Charlie's favorite movies. Now, to anyone talking about a Wagyu steak being put in the microwave and how bad that would do for the meat because it's a fancy ass fucking steak, the point is it's not supposed to make it more fancy or extravagant. It's just to warm it up. So if anyone's screaming at me never to do that to a Wagyu, I'm already aware. Anyways, just because I know someone will probably mention it. Now, if they don't, I'll be surprised. Currently, Deku, him and Charlie do sit there eating the Wagyu steaks. And Deku, he's actually very surprised. I mean, tender, delicious, chewy. It's so, man. Okay, yeah, no. No, he can understand. This is amazing. And Charlie does have the same response. And she actually does enjoy the wine a little bit more than the steak. Especially because the wine, it's plenty strong and it's plenty sweet. And it also does have this bitter aftertaste. But then again, that taste, it does get stopped when you just put more in your mouth. So, I mean, between the chewing of steak and drinking of wine, the two, they kill that rather large bottle fast. And currently, the two, they do somewhat sit there and talk about it, laughing about the comedy as Deku, he does actually lay there a bit more comfortable, and Charlie does lay on the other side of the couch. As Charlie, she does try to think about the last time her and Deku, they actually had something go wrong like that. The only thing she can really think of is her birthday. But I mean, that's sort of an exception. Ron was the one who fucked that up. Ugh, why can't she get her mind off that guy? Deku going to turn, looking back towards Charlie. Her is not going to move her leg and bump into his. And Deku, he does try and ask her if she's alright. Hmm? Yeah, just that lady from before. She she thought I was a working girl. A what? You know, I take money in exchange for services, except a bit more, you know, really. Yes. Yes, I'm sorry about all that. I I threatened her in the bathroom whenever she made an insult at me, and I didn't expect her to do that. I don't blame you then. That just caught me off guard. I know, but she ruined my dress and I I feel stupid. Why? Because I actually thought about keeping it. I mean, it was a nice dress and well, I didn't like the heels. I kind of understood what Mary talked about. What do you mean? Mary? Who's that? Oh, um, Cassie's sister. Cassie has a sister? Yeah, yeah. But I I don't know. I just you were cute. Yeah, I know. I you were pretty. I they're gonna look up. And Charlie, she does have a bit of tears in her eyes. She feels bad. And Deku actually is gonna sit up. Him gonna bring his hands out and reach out towards Charlie. And Charlie, she actually is gonna somewhat go to get back up and bring herself into Deku. As Deku is gonna pull Charlie into a hug. Him holding on to her, as Deku is gonna actually fall backwards. Over Charlie did somewhat gonna press against him. And the two, they somewhat sat there. As the two, they started to talk a bit more. Yeah, the date kind of went bad. But the two got to watch a comedy. I mean, her favorite movie. And hey, I mean, sitting here tonight and drinking some good ass wine and eating some good ass food with your best friend, yeah, that may just have been better than sitting in a fancy restaurant and hearing that weird fucking song. So hey, the two, they may have lost, but they also did win a little bit. And Charlie and Deku, the two of them don't sit there like that. Her sitting on Deku's chest, as Deku, or laying on Deku's chest, her head sitting on Deku's chest, as Deku, him and her do go to watch the movie. As Deku, he's unaware as to a lot of things. As right now, a woman was walking home, and she was taken away. Her unaware as to what exactly she may have done wrong. However, somebody else is currently still on the run, of them trying to get as far away from these people as she can. As Jessie, she currently decided to steal a car, since she had no other way out of the city. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.